with a luciferic lyrical combination. I'm ripping and tearing them up the competition like Jason. Money stacks and racks and raps written by brave mishaps and epitaphs. The suckers gonna scare you straight.
Prepare for the rap, a psychopath when the song play. Get iller than Johnny Gill and rub you the wrong way. Fuck sensitivity, I get crew when you're doing me. Cause none of the rough stuff, bitch, stop pursuing me. So true to the game, it's a name you don't dare say. A lyrical lunatic, when I kick it, just scared straight. Motherfuckers fall prey to the roaster.
What's up with it? You got the Bay Area boss in the building. Philly Sale, man. Cali, Vallejo, man. Out here networking with my nigga G-Lew. West Side Wednesdays, man. West Coast Wednesdays. We in the building, man. Fuck with it. Keep it locked right here, man. Fans in the area.
That's not our problem, that's up to Brenda's family.
Well, let me show you how it affects our whole community. Now, Brenda really never knew her moms, and her dad was a junkie putting death into his arms. It's sad, cause I bet Brenda doesn't even know. Just cause you're in the ghetto doesn't mean you can't grow. But oh, that's a thought, my own revelation. Do whatever it takes to resist the temptation. Brenda got herself a boyfriend. Her boyfriend was a cousin, now let's watch the joy. And she tried to hide her pregnancy from a family who really didn't care to see or give a damn if she went out and had a church of kids. As long as when the check came, they got first dibs. Now Brenda's belly's getting bigger, but no one seems to notice any change in her figure. She's 12 years old and she's having a baby. In love with a molester who's sexing her crazy. And your aunt also thinks that he'll be with her forever, and dreams of a world with the two of them are together. Whatever, he left her and she had the baby solo. She had it on the bathroom floor and didn't know so. She didn't know what to throw away and what to keep. She wrapped the baby up and threw him in a trash heap. I guess she thought she'd get away, wouldn't hear the cry. She didn't realize how much the little baby had her eyes. Now the baby's in the trash heap, bawling. Mama can't help her, but it hurts to hear her calling. Brenda wants to run away. Mama say you're making me lose pay, and social work is here every day. Now Brenda's gotta make her own way. Can't go to a family, they won't let her stay. No money, no babysitter, she couldn't keep a job. She tried to sell crack, but ends up getting robbed. So now what's next? It ain't nothing left to sell. So she sees sex as a way of leaving hell. It's paying the rent, so she really can't complain. Prostitute found, slang. And Brenda's her name, she got a baby.
Baby. Say,
What's up, cuz?
give me one of them OEs, cuz.
Where they at?
In the refrigerator, fool.
All right, turn the radio on for me.
All right.
Checker, haha, Julio G. Motherfuckers represent Westside Radio to the fullest. See I it? Let's get into this.
Give me double balls, cuz.
That's right, Baker Boys up in here. 2 turntables, 2 Mexicans, and a bunch of blunts and bitches. Huh?
Slow jamming with Kevin, slow jamming James. Yeah, I love my slow jams. I love that gangster shit too.
Make sure to tune in to OG Sunday, Westside Wednesday. My comrade G-Lew is going down. His request number is 914-803-4001. Listen to him live. Listen to me live at 347-855-8436. You want to know about my life, my experience, my progression? Hit me up on tweetcadillac.com.
This is Zach Capone, the Totally Insane, and you're tuned in to G-Lew on Westside Wednesday.
Welcome to Westside Wednesdays, the G-Lew Show. I am G-Lew, your host with the most for the evening. Today is, man, you already know what today is. It's 6/16, June 16th. And, you know, it is that special day at this time of year where we celebrate the born day of the late, great Tupac Amaru Shakur. Yes, Tupac Amaru Shakur. Give him a round of applause, please. Of course. Gotta give us a clap. Yeah, shout out to Tupac Shakur, man. It's his birthday today. He would have been, don't let me get the line, 71, born 71, so he would have been, what, 51, I believe, today. Something like that, right? Or 50? Or no. 49, I don't know, I'm lost. Either way, happy birthday, Tupac Shakur, man. The legendary Tupac Shakur. Today we're going to celebrate his born day, and we have a little twist with it because you know, we always celebrate Tupac on this day on this show. If you've been rocking with us many years, we've been on this show. We definitely give it up for Pac on his birthday. But tonight we want to have a twist with it. We have a special guest with us, the homeboy, the day one homeboy, Tupac's day one homeboy, Ray Love, from this one half of the group Strictly Dope, which started with Tupac in the late 80s, around 89, 88, 89. So Ray Love's going to join us tonight, man, to just reminisce and talk about some great Tupac stories and tell us what he's been up to as well. So that should be great as well. So we're going to have a special guest, Ray Love, tonight. Before we continue and I bring in my co-host, let me give a special shout-out to our sponsors, BTP Media Group, the legendary Jeff Quan and the crew over there, 93 Tweed, FMism, Tweed Cadillac, D.D. Harrison, author, the publisher, extraordinaire, One World Magazine, the GLewShow.com, the website where you can get all the apparel, past shows, info about the G-Lew Show, right? And without any further ado, let me bring in my beautiful co-host, the incomparable Miss Queen Jean is here. Queen Jean, good evening, Queen.
What's happening, G-Lew? How you doing?
I'm all right. I can't complain too much. Happy to be here. Just blessed to be here.
I know, right? I got my allergies really messing with me right now. Yeah, happy birthday to Tupac Shakur, who made 50 years old today.
Okay, 50. Okay. I knew it was something like that.
50, you know. Unbelievable, though, right? I mean,
yeah,
he was alive.
Yeah.
He was alive in the flesh because he's living spiritually,
right,
you know, and through all these gems that he left us. But, yeah, we would love to see him, you know, performing, doing what Tupac does. But, you know, they got him upstairs. What is the song? Heaven's Got a Ghetto.
Doug's Mansion. Oh, it's Heaven Got a Ghetto. Yeah. I wonder if Heaven Got a Ghetto.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, he up there.
Yeah. Yeah, so, they just up there. Like, could you imagine that celebration? I mean, wow. All the ones that are up there, Etsy, Pac, they might even be celebrating with Biggie. Who knows, but it's,
Right.
Yeah, and definitely, but yeah, happy birthday, rest in power to Tupac. And also, I want to give a shout out to my little cousin, who's 20 today, Cameron. Happy birthday,
Cameron.
to her. Yeah, and also happy birthday to my grandson's father. He would have been 41 today. He's the one who got killed in Afghanistan at the age of 27. So there's a lot of birthday celebrations today. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. And I tell you, them Geminis is deep, boy, this month. There's a lot of Geminis that, like you said, just mentioning that we all know. My mom's birthday this weekend. I mean, it's just a lot of Geminis, a lot of birthdays this month, man. So shout out to all you Geminis, man.
Yeah, I think for me, since I've been rocking with you, I have come to know of more Geminis. Because before I was rocking with you, I didn't know too many Geminis. I was married to one for like 8 years, and that was like the worst marriage of my that I could get.
Oh, wow. That Gemini got you, huh? That Gemini. That Gemini
had me. That one had me king. It had me like, oh, wow. I was like escape, So, but yeah, they're not all bad. But when they bring out that other side, it's, anyway, we're not going to talk about the Gemini. So, yeah, but I've got to know more about, more Geminis since I've been rocking with you, because I didn't know a whole lot of Geminis. But, yeah.
Right.
So shout out to all the Geminis, those who celebrated today that we didn't mention, don't know. Happy birthday to you all as well. But it's all about Tupac tonight.
Yeah, it is. It is. Shout out to Tupac, Mr. Shakur, Mr. Shakur, June 16th, 1971. That's a bad boy.
1971. Wow. Yeah, young man. But, like I said, Tupac left us with some gems. He left us with a hell of a catalog, so.
Yeah, he did. That's what he did do.
Yeah.
That's what he did do. And that's how he worked every day. That's what everybody said. He worked every day like that's what he was trying to do. He didn't know. I'm sure he didn't know it and want to just leave. He talked about it. I'm sure he definitely in his heart didn't want to leave that early. But he definitely put in the work, to last. And like I said, just to be phenomenal and set the bar and do so many things before he died. I mean, he was only out less than a year when he got out and signed with Death Row. With some say may it seal his fate. Some, we don't know. Only God knows that. But we do know that time he was with Death Row, the 10 months or whatever, he did more in them 10 months than most people can probably do as far as artists in years, and he just laid the blueprint for that and made history, so shout out to Tupac, man, just for doing so many things he did in his young time. I mean, the man was only 25 years old when he passed away. I mean, think of how many people are only 25, at the age of 25. I know when I was only 25, I was just like, Jesus. It's like in so many other people, that's so early in life, but he accomplished so much and was so ahead of his time that he was way beyond his time of 25, because at 25, a lot of youngsters are just not thinking on that level that he was, doing the things he did, even though it was a lot of bullshit with it too. But, that comes with a youngster as well. But he carried a lot of that weight on his shoulder, and he obviously was fighting two separate, I don't want to say demons, but maybe that Gemini. He was definitely fighting two things, different, things in his life. One being trying to have the righteous, because he had so much embedded in him, his mother and just his background and whatever, how he was raised, he had so much inside of him. Like if you know Tupac, and even when he started, he wasn't that Tupac you heard later, even though everybody loved that Tupac. But Tupac was he was sounding like a young revolutionary when he first started rapping, and he was wanting to do so many different things, had so many ideas and changing the world and doing so much. And then this was way before even his 25. This is 18, 19, 20-year-old Tupac. when he did start with Ray Love, our guest tonight. And he wanted to do so many things, but, as a young mind roams and grows and in and out a lot of things, he battled a lot of different things. And I'm sure one of those things was just trying to find himself. And then by finding himself, he realized who he was as himself, and that was a strong human being and character and a lot of different characteristics. And I think he started to realize that power he did have as he was growing and moving forward. So with that comes all these other things and obstacles and things that he did and paths that he went along the way. And not only did he realize the power he had, he realized how much he was loved as well, just by everybody. So again, him battling so many different things that he did, but like I said, what he did do was leave a mark and make history while he was here and before he left. So once again, the late great Tupac Shakur's birthday today, June 16th. Tupac was born in 1971. He left us on September 13th, 1996, and he left a whole lot behind, a lot of catalogs, a lot of music, a lot of greatness, a lot of memories, a lot of friends. Even his enemies respect, even people that didn't like him or claimed to like him had to respect him and just give it up, So Tupac definitely just left a whole lot, and we want to explore that tonight. We heard the music, we heard everything, so we want to get a little bit of that. But like I said, we have a special guest, the homie Ray Love, and he's one that can come in here and just give us a lot because he was with Pac from day one. So he'll be joining us shortly. So shout out to Ray Love, our guest tonight. Before we continue, let me go to the phone line. I think we got a caller. Do we have a caller or am I tripping? Caller, hello.
Oh, no, you ain't tripping, man. I'm tuning in.
Okay.
Yeah, man. It's all good.
Okay.
God bless each and every
evening,
one
sir.
of y'all, man.
Yes,
Tupac,
sir.
man. I mean, what can you say? You were so eloquent in how you just described that man's life. I mean,
Thank you.
You were very, very eloquent because when you really think about it, when you get to a certain status, it's like, wow. A rape allegation that he didn't do. Same thing happened to Mike Tyson. Same thing happened to Mystical. It's like, wow, look how hard it is to be a rapper. He overcame the gunshots, the prison, the allegations. It's like, man, and he still had so much more to give.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Dude, man, I didn't like every song he did, but he got some that I'll fight a nigga over. Feel me? Man.
Right.
He was tight, man. He was tight.
Yeah.
I just wish that he would have just dug a tad bit deeper, but like you said, 25. Like how you said how you was at 25. How I was at 25 was completely different. Your thought process ain't all the way there.
Right.
You ain't playing chess. You still playing checkers.
Playing checkers, right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I understand.
That's right.
I understand.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, man, I got a announcement that I didn't get to Queen Jean, but I'm going to give it to y'all live on the air right now. I'm under new management. I just signed with Jackie Ray Phillips. She's going to be my personal manager.
Okay.
Because I'm sure she's listening. We just got off the phone, man, to talk and shit. I'm just clowning. But if she ever decides she wants to represent me, it's all to the goody ma.
Shout out to Jackie Ray Phillips.
That's my Ray Ray.
Poetry.
That's my Ray Ray.
That's right.
Hey, man,
Shout out to her.
I'm locked down. I'm in Fresno, California, Wild One Studios. I'm live on the premises. Been here since Sunday. I leave Friday.
You wrapping that album up?
Six-pack EP is going down. It's going down. The classic six-pack EP. We are
can we
here
expect
live. It's July 4th is the is the release date.
Okay.
But I might let you leak a track or two prior to that. Of course, you're gonna get the exclusive, baby. So it's going down, man.
Okay.
It's
the classic six-pack Tweed Cadillac coming 4th of July.
It's going down. It is going down. And it's 102 degrees today, going up every day. By Friday, it's supposed to be 115, but I'll be out of here Friday morning. God damn, 115 degrees. I don't know if I can handle that. My ice been melting all day. My ice been just melting all fucking day. It's crazy, man. I come on the porch.
It's hard to keep your beverage cool like that.
Oh my God! Whenever I come outside, go on the porch, let Tony Ray do his mixing. I don't want to babysit and be all up under him. I come outside, all my ice melt. I got to run back in. It's crazy. But that's showbiz, man. That's these rappers ain't got no excuse. If I can record in 102-degree weather, they ain't got no excuse. Let's keep hip-hop alive. Let's keep hip-hop alive.
That part. Tweed Cadillac, y'all.
What you gonna play tonight?
Man, I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna do this like right here. I'm gonna take you back a little bit because we got the guests coming through. We got my man Ray Love. He just pulled up, right? You know, and so we're gonna do a little something like this right here. We'll be right back. Ray Love up next, y'all.
Lord, what's my destiny? Can you help me? Tell me. Will my ambition take me there?
Change your life, and no matter what you do, seem like it's never right. Born with a mission and a heart full of ambition, but it's hard to be all you can be when don't nobody listen. Daydreaming, stay scheming and future wishing. Never got attention till I got my first school suspension. But what's the difference? We all got a path to follow. Pleasure or sorrow, you get another chance tomorrow. Even through struggle, beg, borrow, work or hustle. Tragedy or trouble, striving till you rise above the rubble. Don't wanna fumble, and you won't if you play it real. The best of me is my destiny when it's fulfilled. And if I fail, well, I had a guts to try again to make it out before I die. And even then, if the genie gave you 3 wishes, what would they be? Yeah. If a genie gave you 3 wishes, what would they be? Health, happiness, and money, just for me. Or would you wish we put the guns down? World peace, let the blind see. And all the starving people eat, but in reality we face with greed and competition. I do my best to lace my seat, hoping he listens. Jealousy will make your fake friends set you up for to wet you up, cause they don't wanna let you up. Keep a watchful eye for shady Jews. At home intruders with Mac 11s and Ruger ski masks ready to do ya. As he get older, ambition grows inside a soldier, chasing knocks on the block with a mouth full of boulders. And though the rollers wanna pull me over, I stay home with the world on my broad shoulders. Hard to be social, feel peace when releasing ambition through beats and vocals. If they try to bring you down, go loco. That's what I'm saying. If I ever make it to the top, yeah. If I ever make it to the top, then I'll be free. But if I fall back, tell me, would you remember me or would you ridicule and laugh at Ray and spread rumors? It consumes you. Hate-filled wishes growing like tumors. Stay focused like my ball and G's. Destiny calling me to take it. Ought to be in college, but gamble think I can make it. Can't be mistaken, no hesitating. I'm tired of waiting. My frustration growing worse, like my situation. So what you say? From this cold-blooded state, I'm raised in radio stations. Best get ready for the invasion. Through our persuasion, we touch millions across the nation and show no fear when we battle the beast we facing. No limitation. I knock the world up off its axis, rough as a cactus. We bouncing back like a mattress. The fact is, we all on this planet just trying to make it and leave something for future generations. And so we stand. And so we stand. When you were asleep at night. If a genie gave you 3 wishes, what would they be? If I ever make it to the top, then I'll be free. If a genie gave you 3 wishes, what would they be? What would they be? What would they be? What would they? What would they?
Anything you want, everything you need, I can give it to you if you listen to me. Anything you wish, I can grant to me. Come and follow with me. This is your destiny.
Yes, sir. We are back. It's Westside Wednesday, the G-Lew Show, June 16th. Oh, man. It's a celebration. Tupac Amaru Shakur. Happy birthday, sir, to the late, great. I am G-Lew. That's Queen Jean. And like I said, we got a special guest tonight. I believe he's here. Our special guest, Ray Love, is here. Yo,
hello, can you hear me?
Good evening, sir. Yes, sir.
What's happening, man? How y'all doing?
Doing great,
hey,
sir.
How you doing?
Glad to have you.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me. Good looking out.
Yeah, man. It's an honor, sir. It's definitely an honor, man. It's an honor. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ray Love. Ladies and gentlemen, he is here. He is here.
Much respect. Much respect.
In this building.
Yes, sir.
How
hey,
you doing
Ray.
this evening?
Go ahead, Queen.
I'm doing good. I like today been actually a really positive day at the foundation, at the Tupac Amaru Shakur Foundation. We collected donations to help people. We, over the last year at the foundation, we've helped over 3,000 families, incarcerated mothers, incarcerated fathers, children that have gone through trauma. And for his 50th birthday, I know that he would be happy with the work that we're doing in the world today. So, yeah, it's a blessing. I can't complain.
That's awesome. That's really amazing. That's awesome.
That is. Just let me cut in right quick, Ray, because I'm glad you just spoke on, and Queen did earlier, Tupac turning 50 today. We just had Tweed call in, and we were just talking about, and then I want to go back and talk about the foundation as well, but just touch on this before I forget. 50th birthday today. Like we were just talking, Tupac was 25 when he passed. So young. It don't even seem like 25 years ago. But, 50 years old. You guys are the same age. What do you think of a 50-year-old Tupac? What would Tupac be like today at age 50?
Man, well, actually, Pac was about 9 months older than me. but we was very close in age. When I met him, he was 16, I was 15, and even back at that time, he was already writing programs that we actually using today, about fighting teenage pregnancy, fighting, the gang culture, and really creating solutions to these pretty significant problems in our community. At 50 years old, I'm pretty sure that he would be on the world stage in a different way from music. I think he would be, especially in the time of George Floyd and the repercussions, of that situation, what it exposed about America is all things he was talking about when we was teenagers. He was 25 when he died. Most great men haven't reached their potential at that age. But I think that Pac was playing a different game. I think he took 50 years' work and squeezed it into 25. So there's no telling. He would definitely be a United Nations type figure. He would be addressing human rights. He would be talking about safety of our children, safety of our women and children, which is under threat. Like we live in a culture and a country where we got so many tough guys in the world, right? People on social media talking about how big a gangsters this one is and that one is, but if you go into these communities that most of us come from, we're not seeing that like, if you're a big gangster in your neighborhood, then no kid in your neighborhood should be molested, should be raped, should be beaten, should be violated. And we haven't elevated to that point yet where we know how to keep our own safe. Tupac died in gun violence. And you could argue that Tupac died in gang culture, if not as a result of his own actions, but because, if, let's say I make it out the ghetto, right? I make it out the hood. But if my cousin is still in a gang, then I'm still in a gang if I'm with him, ever. You feel me?
Right.
So it's like, I think Pac would shock a lot of people today to know that he would be equally as hard on us in the black community as he could ever be on America at large. We owe a lot still. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible, man. That's incredible. And speaking on a 50-year-old Pac, now if we can briefly just go back to where you just said when you met him at 16, you gave us briefly like he was already doing the stuff he was doing. And I mentioned, too, just seeing earlier stuff of him and, studying him and, knowing the stuff that we saw real early on, that he was really way more, like you said, he was already focused, but maybe, did different things as a 25 and 21 and 24-year-old would do. But if you could take us back to 16-year-old Pac when you met him, how you met him and how he was. I mean, I'm sure that's how he was, but how did you guys become, pretty close and formed a bond and everything you guys did?
Yeah, so back in the day, there wasn't a lot of opportunities for rappers in the Bay Area. Like, in L.A. they had Hollywood, right? And in New York they had Manhattan. There was a way to be seen and be heard. But for us, how we were seen and heard was really through 4-track tapes. You got a little 4-track machine, you got a beat you like, or a break beat, add some drums to it, have your DJ scratch on it, and you just lay your raps. And it wasn't all this freedom. Like, artists have freedom now. You can record your album in your bedroom. You can take all the time you want. But in those days, you had to rock it and get off it, quick as you could. And so we was making 4-track tapes in my neighborhood, and Pac was from Marin City, from the jungle, which is a different neighborhood from mine, kind of far away, but there was a lot of people in both our neighborhoods that was actually related to each other. So we would hear his music, we would hear, the stuff that they was doing in Marin City, and they would hear the stuff that we was doing, but we never actually met each other. There's a lady by the name of Layla Steinberg that was my first manager, one of Pac's first managers, but how we all met was Layla was doing a Rodney O and Joe Cooley concert. way back. I'm in high school. I come out of school. She's passing out flyers for a Rodney O and Joe Cooley concert and said that she was taking, she was taking auditions for kids to be a part of the show. I auditioned. Right. I ended up getting the show. She ended up representing us, and you know, we was building. It was a building process time period. But when we met Pac kind of like completed the group and completed the idea. She met him one day and said, "I want y'all to meet this kid. He's dope. He's from New York," and blah, 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 blah. And when she brought him in, you know, we looked at him. He looked different from us, and we looked different to him. And, we were kind of judging each other. But from the very first moment that I heard this brother rap, I knew that he had something special and unique about him. For one thing, you know, I was rapping about tennis shoes and girls and rims and shit at the time. I'm probably in 10th grade, 9th grade.
Right.
And he was rapping about revolution. He was rapping about real transformation within the black community. He was addressing who he perceived our enemy to be and what we needed to do. He was asking difficult questions. You know, he was even in school, he was a young man that asked a lot of his teachers. You know, he really wanted to know the truth. You see what I'm saying? And he really pursued it every day. And from the moment I heard him rap, the first thing that I heard him say, the first rap he said that first day was, as real as it seems, the American dream ain't nothing but another calculated scheme to get us locked up, shot up and back in chains, to deny us of our future, rob our name. And from the moment I heard that, it changed my outlook on rap music, hip-hop music, and its potential. This is like 1988. You feel me? This is very early, you know, in the game. And here on the West Coast, we hadn't matured to that point yet to address the real enemies of our people, our community, what has us in poverty, what keeps us in poverty. We hadn't begun to have those conversations yet on the West Coast as far as hip-hop. But that first day when we met, he was like, "Man, let's do a group together. I want to be in the group with y'all." And we wrote 5 songs that first day.
Wow. And did he already have that work ethic then that people talk about, how he's in the studio?
Absolutely. Okay. Pac had an incredible work ethic, but it came from a sense of urgency. You know, it came from the idea that you seize the day. You don't wait. Tomorrow is not promised. You know, he often spoke of a premature death for himself. He didn't perceive that you could be that openly honest, that real, and there not be a repercussion from the same system that created him is the same system that would want to bring about his demise ultimately. You know, we live in a world full of sickness and hurt people and hurt societies. This society is not, you know, I heard somebody say this phrase one time, it's not a bug, it's a feature, right? Our subjugation is not a bug, it's not a fluke, it's not happening by chance. It is built within the system itself. And if you speak truth to power in that way, and you captivate the minds of not just black children and brown children, but white children as well, you become an enemy of the state, so to speak. And sometimes you don't have to kill a person. Sometimes you just have to create a climate and sit back and allow the climate to work itself out. You know, we've seen that with a lot of people that spoke the truth. You know, the government didn't have to be hands-on in killing Malcolm X. All they had to do was allow the climate to be there and to fester, and then the system would do what it does. You see what I'm saying? So, again, that we've lost a lot of young brothers that were brilliant, that was talented, that was their message was on point, and as the black community, we did not protect them. So that's
wow.
That's the truth.
And now that you mention that, right, it's a few things I want to touch on, but just that part right there, like you said, the people died, you know, like Pac, and I'm starting to think it's a coincidence that even, you know, the leaders, you know, you even go from up to Martin and Malcolm, but down to Tupac. where some may say, okay, what he was preaching, if you look at a wide view, what was negative or whatever, but we know what Pac was. But even like our inner city and quote unquote ghetto leaders or rappers like Tupac, even down to the gangs, Tookie and Raymond, leaders of these gangs that died before they were able to get the structure and get everything in order, where the gangs went crazy. And just like what Pac reduced, those babies, they went crazy now as we see this younger generation. You think, that's kind of strange, that all the leaders, the people we need, whether they be negative or not, they're needed and they all get killed.
You know what? This might, trip you out a little bit when I say this, but let's take the black leaders off the table, right? Let's say that none of those leaders ever existed for a second, right?
Right.
What we really lost in human resource was the everyday fathers in the home. We lost the black man that worked at the corner store that we didn't realize. Like we don't know the value of things. We know the cost of things sometimes when you grow up in poverty. And I realized one day the man at the store got $500,000 in inventory, but he's there every day. He works every day. We lost our sense of what is right, what is wrong, and what is healthy and what is unhealthy in this way. And it wasn't a fluke. It was by design. The repercussion of the civil rights movement and the things that happened thereafter set the stage for an entire generation of us to grow up without a father in the home, without consistent male leadership. And, a young man becoming an adult man needs a father or a father figure or a series of father figures. We actually need, mother figures, father figures. We need the complete package. And so we were raised in that environment where it came super honest to us that we needed to speak the truth for everybody who didn't have a microphone, who wasn't doing interviews, who wouldn't be on TV. You know what I mean? Because after you get off tour, you just live this great rock star fantasy, and you come right back to the neighborhoods that you came from. You see? So I definitely think that Tupac was a zeitgeist. He was the spirit of his time. He was the perfect person for the moment to be the ultimate statistic. What do I mean by that? He grew up in a broken home. He had an incarcerated father. He had a father in the revolution and a father in the game. It's like all of us in America grew up like the Boondocks. We have Huey and we have Riley. You know what I'm saying? Like that's our condition. And whichever one you feed is the one that grows most powerful in your life, right? So, you can feed the negative side of you, the reactionary part that is angry, and you have a right to be angry, right? But that constructive focus that Pac had took his anger and channeled it in a way where it reverberated around the world. You go to Palestine, you go to the ghettos of Soweto, you go to Japan, you go to places, any place where they have impoverished people, the children tend to have not even the kids that weren't even alive when he died, have a Tupac poster on the wall. He is the patron saint of lost causes for brown and black people all over the world. And that only comes from, bitter honesty. Like some of those first singles he did, Brenda's Got a Baby, Keep Your Head Up, Dear Mama. These were not popular choices by the powers that be, by the record labels, by management, by radio. They weren't, back then it was believed you needed a street radio record that we could, sell as many places as possible. Brenda's Got a Baby was not that record, but he was playing a bigger game. What he knew was the part that music played in his life. Like us growing up, Stevie Wonder's voice made me get through tough times. Like Pac said, Marvin Gaye used to sing to me, had me feeling like black was the thing to be. So that was something he wanted to be for somebody else who, it's one thing if you are a kid and you have both parents and you listen to rap and you listen to it in your fun time and you like the dirty words and the aggressive nature of it. It's another thing if you don't have a mother or you don't have a father in the home. And a lot of the kids we grew up with didn't have either. Some kids was 13 and 12 going home paying that $75 a month rent you know what I mean, to live in the projects by themselves. So who speaks for them? And he took that. He accepted that. He took the risk of it all, and he never got to even enjoy or appreciate the reward of it all. He died at 25.
Wow, crazy. And he did die at 25. And do you think, speaking of so many great things and opinions and things he wanted to do and things he was doing and the music he was making even early on, where I'm sure just like you said, you have to have that hit or whatever, probably may have persuaded him to make something more commercial or opposed to what he was doing. I don't know. But do you feel that, you know, the route Tupac went, you know, he lived a crazy life, a fast life, but with all those things he wanted to do and was trying to do, but obviously went a different route, slowly, but surely, you know what I mean, on his way up, you know, especially probably when he moved to L.A., you know, and things of that nature. What do you think, or not what do you think, how do you feel about how the route he took in the music and everything he started to do later on opposed to what he was doing before? Do you think that was just more so life? Because a lot of the stuff he rapped about, he actually kind of went through, actually, you know. But do you think life took a hold of him to where he was just the music he made and the outlook he had opposed to what he was doing earlier as he went on?
I don't think Pop personally lost his focus ever. I think, you know, his objective, right? Like sometimes in life we want things. We say, I want to be in the NBA, right? And your perception of what it's going to take to be successful, not just get in the NBA, stay in the NBA and be successful, is significantly different from what it actually takes to accomplish that. Now, if you want to be successful in the entertainment business, it's very difficult. You have no downtime. It's unlimited 12 to 14-hour days until you reach a plateau where you don't have to work as hard, but you'll find yourself compelled to work even harder to keep it. That being said, when you have an even bigger objective of changing society, changing the structure of how your people live, the condition, you want to bring dignity to African Americans in America, man, brother, you picked a fight with everybody. You didn't just pick a fight with the powers that be. You picked a fight with the people that's happy with the filth, who survive in the degradation. You picked a fight with the world. And that is not, and again, at 25, I'm 49 today, right? I'm 49 right now. And those challenges that brother was facing at 21, 22, 23, know what I'm saying, that he died at 25, but most of the stuff you saw him going through, he was 21, 22, 23. You see what I'm saying? How many of us, your frontal lobe isn't even completely formed yet, making these decisions that's going to affect your family for generations, that's going to affect your people for generations. Your people will be judged by your actions. And so that brings out all of the dangerous people, the setup artists, the wolves, the double agents, the triple agents, it brings enemies that you couldn't even imagine that you would have. And fighting all of that, like for Pac, I heard y'all mention the rape case earlier. He was under the belief system that no black person would ever cross him in any significant way because he loved black people so much and he was doing it all for them. He never expected to get to enjoy it. It literally was for kids that he didn't even have. You see what I'm saying? So when it happened to him, he was shocked. He was caught off guard. He was set up and shot by people that knew him, that knew his people and knew his family, people he had helped, people that he had ran with, smoked blunts with you, steal your picture, you know, like they say, that type of thing. And so that had to be, I don't know how any of us react to that. Most of us speak from our experience. He had a unique experience that none of us had. From a kid, he ran from the FBI. They ran from the FBI for crimes that they didn't even commit. His entire life, every school he went to, the FBI show up, and then they got to move, and they got to run more. This is his life. He never had roots. He never got to have, oh, that's my friend from 5th grade, because most of his friends from 5th grade was killed, was murdered in some way, or went through something. He lived in the worst of the worst neighborhoods. He actually is from everywhere: Baltimore, New York, Oakland, Marin City, Santa Rosa. He felt at home around people who understood struggle. And today is actually why today is so positive to me. It's not doom and gloom for me. It really any of his people, because we have saw the fruition of his work, and that he really inspired people to have more dignity. We still have a lot of challenges, but Pac has sitting judges, police chiefs. He has all kind of people that listen to his message and have altered their life in some way accordingly, all the way across the board. And for that, I think that's it was noble then, and I think it's worthy of flowers today.
Right. That's beautiful. I just got one more thing, and I'm going to pass it over to Queen, because I know she has some questions for you, Queen Jean, my co-host. I just want to ask you one more thing. If you can speak on...
What's going on?
I just want to right quick, speak on the foundation, because you spoke on that right at the beginning of the show, and we went elsewhere right quick, but I wanted you to go back, if you could, briefly about the foundation, everything about the Tupac Foundation, and how people can get at you or contribute to the foundation.
Absolutely. So the foundation, the president of the foundation is Setu Shakur, his younger sister. She does amazing work. Her main focus initially was mental health in the black community, because it doesn't matter what we do and what we get if we haven't addressed the psychological and emotional and physical trauma of the last few hundred years or better. And we still dealing with it right now. Like, that level of trauma needs to be addressed before we can ever hope to be whole and happy. And money, we tried money, we tried all these other things to fill this void, but we have to address the reality that mental health, for the most part, was frowned upon in our community. My grandmother used to say, you don't need a therapist, you need Jesus. But sometimes you need a therapist and you need Jesus or Allah.
Right.
Sometimes you need to be able to have those conversations as a community.
And that's what some people, black people, don't do a lot of.
We don't do enough of it. Like our kids, I learned to be different. I learned to take my time and be different with my children, because I wanted to give them what I didn't get, right? If I went and told my parents I was depressed, they'll tell me, take my depressed ass upstairs and do my homework, to clean my room, and some other shit, right? But I was really depressed.
Right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We have to address that. Another thing is, over the next few years, the foundation wants to create safe spaces across the country. We want to do 50 acres in 50 states, and those 50 acres would have services that help us with our children all the way to the elderly. Those are the two weakest points in our community, or the most vulnerable, right? So we want to have services for the kids and the elderly, but also, we have a program where we'll put money up for a male that's incarcerated for his children, so his children could receive something when they graduate, type of thing, from the father, not circumventing his manhood, masculinity, or fathership because he's incarcerated. A lot of people are incarcerated that are actually innocent. that is a real thing. 78% of the exonerations is in our community, so we can't just look the other way and act like, oh, well, they messed up, we can't. No, a good core of our people are incarcerated. We have something for incarcerated mothers on Mother's Day. You know, we send different gifts from the mother to the children. We want to try to heal the black family initially. You know, we want to really help people in general, you know, who are in need. But right now, our neighborhoods and our streets and our communities are at genocide status. We got, you know, 80 people shot in a weekend. That is a genocide. That's what genocide looks like. While we argue and quibble over who the president is, we have very real issues that we're trying to address, and we're trying to build out 50 acres, safe spaces. If you can make it to the safe space, then we'll be able to help you. We want to set it up so that you have sanctuary. We also want to have a Fannie Shakur fund. She represented herself in court when she was illegally charged for something that she did not do, and she beat her case. But there needs to be a fund for people who don't have the money and they fight in these ridiculous cases that a good portion of are innocent.
Right.
So that's kind of the strategy, man. That's at least a part of it. And again, like I said, these are things. A lot of these ideas was Pac. Some of them is his sisters, but the Shakur family have been dedicated to the liberation and the enlightenment and the freeing of black people. That was very, very important ever since Saladin Shakur, their grandfather, you know, and so we're just keeping that tradition going. I'm just playing a small part, whatever my part is that's needed of me. You know what I mean? That's kind of what we're doing.
You're doing it, Ray. You're doing it, Ray. You're playing a big part. I just want to ask you, like, when did I know you're 49, but now, so you're grown man. But when did your because you sound like a young Pac or Malcolm or you used to be a player, Ray. You know what I mean? But I know you were always deep, but you sound real serious now, man. So when did your transformation come?
I'm still cool as a fan, man. Like I'm not gonna let that go just because I'm serious about life and I'm serious about, you know, dignity and health and wellness for our people. I still, you know, like to dress nice and go out and, you know, I just started a new jewelry business and all kind of stuff. Like I still like that too. But my very first single, let me show you how cold the music business is. My very first single was called X, Check It Out, y'all. And it was telling people trying to tell my brothers and sisters to read the autobiography of Malcolm X. I had just read it. That was my first single. I had already released it. I had already had remixes being done and all this kind of stuff. I was already starting to get radio play. And the powers that be came in and said, you know what, we want to change the first single. Why don't you do something about money? Everybody like money, right? Everybody want money. So my first single became Get Your Money On. But it actually was Malcolm X, Check It Out, y'all. So it makes me wonder how much of what we hear on the radio and, you know, we give the youngsters a hard time for you know, sometimes they shit sound real ignorant to us, but I guess our shit sounded ignorant to our parents, right? But the thing is how much of that is being influenced by the business itself? Maybe if you let a youngster say what he really felt, maybe he might sing X, Check It Out, y'all, instead of Get Your Money On. We don't know. You know, I do, but I do want to give space.
With the industry.
And
that's why it is good
this
now
is the thing.
that they have the freedom, but now it's being, you know, they're taking advantage of that. Like the people do have the freedom now, but now it's just more that they've gotten comfortable with being ignorant, so it's more ignorant than ever. You know what I mean? So it ain't no better, but
well, it's more lucrative. If you want to make money and you want to, you know, get things fast, being ignorant is the fastest way to get money. But let me blow your mind, right? You go back to the beginning, of the entertainment business. Do you know what the first platinum song was, million-selling song in America for pop culture for anybody? It was a black dude, black man. I would use man loosely. Not hell no. I'm talking about 1914.
Oh, no, I don't know.
The first song was called, first hit record was by a black man, and the song was called All Coons Look Alike to Me. That was the first platinum song in American history. None of this is by accident. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
Do you know what was happening around that time? Just so you know, it wasn't just like, oh, well, they just came out of slavery and maybe they was ignorant. No, that was during the time of Marcus Garvey and the Garveyites. We had senators and congressmen in the black community. We were educated. We were progressive. We were fighting for something. But when it was time for him to get his record deal, the record company wanted him to sing All Coons Look Alike to Me. So, that being said, today we still see the same playbook being ran, but now it's less about them. It's significantly more about us. What do we want to see? You feel me? Just because I'm smart or educated does not make me immune to the same systems and mechanisms that drive all of us crazy. I grew up around pimps, prostitutes, dope dealers, dope fiends, gangs, and everything else. These were the people that fed me when I was homeless at 15. When I was sleeping in laundromats, it was the dope dealers, the pimps, the prostitutes, the gang members that looked after me. I am not different from them. I am exactly what they are. The only difference is choice. Every day I get up and I don't choose evil. I don't choose demon time. I choose light. I didn't always choose life. But today, every day I get up, I'm choosing life, my nigga. Facts. I got to.
That's what's up.
I lost too many people. I can't waste no day and no time. Man, I'm having the best time in life right now because I can help people, and it don't stop me from making money. It don't stop me from buying the stuff I want, taking care of my children, wearing nice jewels, starting businesses. I think we was blind to the fact that, people will tell you, well, once you start getting positive, you can't have no bacon on your hamburger, and you can't, you know what I'm saying? And all that shit is bullshit. That's cat. What the kids say, cat. That's all cat, bro.
Cap.
Yeah, that's cap.
Right.
You can do all of that. What we need is to, just love each other a little bit more. On Tupac's birthday. Give a cat a pass today. You feel me? Where you will really trip out, don't let that get to you. Just keep pushing.
That part. Well said, homie. Well said. That's what's up. I'm giving it over to Queen, and I know Queen got some stuff for you. Go ahead, Queen.
For sure.
Yeah, Ray, you got to just keep on trucking. You got to just keep on trucking. You can't be stagnant and don't move on. So yeah, what I was going to say as I was listening to you talking, and it came to my mind, like motivational speaker. You would be an amazing, also motivational speaker, which is really needed in our culture because you come with the truth, the truth with it, as Pac did in his music. But, you could just be like at a podium and just putting it out there. Have you ever considered doing that?
So, side note, but just about what you're saying, I'm a huge fan of David Banner for that reason. I like him as a rapper. The way the brother speaks, the way he addresses it, I'm always saying that to myself. I wish he would do that. Be a motivational speaker, speak to the youth. Some years ago, Les Brown's son, John Leslie, is a friend of mine. And I got a chance to meet Les, and he always, every time he hears my voice, he's like, brother, with that voice, with that mind, you're supposed to be doing this and doing that. And I would love to. I do it anyway. Over the years, I've taught class all over the world. I've spoken to kids, but I never really structured it like that. Like, it is a system. It's like entertainment or anything else, any other business. It has to be structured in a way. And I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. I do know that anytime I get a chance to speak to somebody, and especially if I see you heading down a dead end going real fast, I'm gonna tell you to stop. I'm going to tell you, make a right, make a left, do something different. And yeah, maybe motivational speaker might be something in my future.
Be led by the Most High, right? You spoke about mental health as well, and we speak about that often here on our show and how our culture is so afraid of mental health because, as you stated, when coming up, they would say, you need Jesus, you just need to go talk to God, you need to go and pray. And today I had put up a post on my social media page, and it said, if trauma can be passed down through generations, then so can healing.
Absolutely.
So if we was just to come together as a culture and don't be afraid to get mental health, because me, myself, I've had mental health, and it's not because I have mental issues, it's because it helps. It just helps. But we all kind of have mental issues to a certain extent. We're just not crazy.
Oh, we absolutely do. We absolutely do. And anybody that tells you that they don't is maybe the craziest.
Right. That's what I'm going to say. They're the main ones who do. So you're absolutely right. So I'm all for mental health, all for it, and I'm glad that I have put myself through that, because it helps me, even with me being where I am in life, to go back to what I've learned about mental health. Another question, did Pac ever talk to you about when he became an actor? Was he shocked that he became an actor? Because when he did that role in Juice, it was like, that was his Pac, the real natural Pac.
It definitely was. It definitely was Pac. Like, you know, we almost didn't consider it acting in the movie. You know, obviously the Pac was ferociously loyal, so that's where him and his characters swayed, right? But a lot of the speeches and the language, you got to get the wind behind your back and the ground beneath your feet, partner. Like, that is real Pac. That's Pac wake up right there. He's on that when his eyes open. And he's motivating in a very militant fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we gonna seize the day, it starts off very early. You know, we as an actor, Pac was always an actor. He was a stage actor as a young person. You know, I grew up. My grandfather was a big band singer back in the 20s and 30s, Cab Calloway. And my mother and my aunts were all singers. So I grew up in a studio, in a stage, in a music environment. I went to a high school that was top 3 in choir and top 7 in band in the state of California. Right? Well, Pac had that same type of cultivation. He, if I'm not mistaken, did some stuff on Broadway or just off Broadway in New York when he was very young. So that was almost like a second talent for him. But the real talent of Pac in film was his writing, his understanding of a character. You know, his being able to put himself in the mind of someone else who has a different experience, or a different part of the black experience, but have these commonalities. And I think that's what he brought to the screen in you know, movies like Juice. Like, he really understood what this kid was going through. And even in the movie, they don't go too deep into his motivations. They give you little breadcrumbs. But I think Pac took those breadcrumbs and formed a complete character, and that's what we saw. That's what we accepted. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to do poetic justice with Janet Jackson. But listen, did you say that Cab Calloway was your grandfather?
Yes, Cab Calloway is my grandfather. I'm Cecilia's
Oh my God,
son.
I used to love to watch Cab Calloway, you know, because my parents, so yeah, he was a household name for us. Just like Simone and Sam, Sam Cooke, and, you know, yes, they were household names. So Cab Calloway, wow.
Yeah, man, like my family's been making records since 1915. My great aunt Blanche, his older sister, was actually the first one to make records in our family. She was the first female lead singer of a band that I know of in American history. And Cab was, you know, little bro. Like, he came up behind her and learned the game And, you know, back then it was much easier to break as a male artist than as a female artist. Like, she got robbed and a lot of, like, really crazy shit happened to her because she was a woman fighting for a slot that was considered a man's role, you know, controlling a band. But in my family, like, most of the amazing people are women. real talk. Most of the rock stars in our family, like, in whatever lane, you know, I got doctors, I got everything in our family, and I think the women kind of do it a little better than the men. At least so far. We coming back, though.
Well, I just want to suggest that people who aren't familiar with Cab Calloway to go do some research. Because, like I said, that was a household name and art song. Also, listen, I was listening to your song Bubble, and it was one part of it that just kept coming back to me. Big Daddy Spaghetti, you're gonna pop like a pimple. What does that mean?
Yeah. So Big Daddy Spaghetti is a Bay Area term. It's like really like comes from Richmond, and it really is a negative euphemism that I just accepted and made. So it's like a joke between the older members of my family and me. Big Eddie Spaghetti is a dude who spends money as fast as he gets it. He's always got nice stuff, but he's always spending it fast as he gets it. So that was the joke, right? I run through money like a counting machine type of thing, right? But, like, it's a joke. But I think people took it as like they think Big Eddie Spaghetti is a good thing, but it's actually an inside joke.
I was like, okay, I need to ask about this. Now, also, Kyrie, he said that you motivated him. How did that make you feel to hear him say that you motivated him?
Interesting. When it's dope and very weird, and I'll tell you why it's weird. When I was young, when I first wanted to put out some music, the closest record label to my house was Strictly Business Records. It was a label that Mac Dre was on. He was him and the Mac. It was another artist that was a little older named the Mac. They were the only two artists on the label, but they used to do these incredible record covers that was like a throwback to the 70s, like almost like a Rick James cover, street scene with all the cars and the guns and the whole thing. And I actually took a thumbtack and hung up the Mac's record cover on the wall. And on the back of it was a phone number, 707 for Don't Give Up Productions, and that was Kyrie's phone number. But I never called that number. I actually met Kyrie through Mac Dre. I was hanging out on a drug track, writing raps while my best friend was selling crack, and Mac Dre's cousin came through, and he was like, "What are you doing out here?" And I'm like, "Man, I'm just hanging with the homies." He's like, "Nah, I'm going to take you and get you a deal. I'm going to take you to Mac Dre." And he took me to Mac Dre the next day, and Mac Dre heard me rap. He took me to Kyrie, and Kyrie and them signed me within 48 hours and put $20,000 in my pocket. And that doesn't sound like a lot to an artist today, but it was everything to me in the world. It literally changed the direction of my life. You know, so for me to say that I inspired him, I guess fair exchange ain't no robbery, right?
Yes, that's something my dad used to say all the time, too. Fair exchange is no robbery. Wow, you're very, you have an old soul, too, so, you know, it's awesome.
Yeah,
hey,
I was raised by old people.
Some of his music? Huh? You said you was raised around old people?
Yeah, man. I actually listen to all my elders.
Your grandfather. I mean, wow.
Yeah, man.
Like, really, that's impressive. Cab Calloway, your grandfather. That's why I said people should go through that research.
When I tell people, they're like, you know, I said, well, I grew up in the Venetian Room, which is in the Fairmont Hotel. It's not there anymore. It hasn't been there since the 80s. And people say there's no way that you was old enough to know about the Venetian Room. But I was a kid, you know, wearing my Sunday school clothes to sit in on the 6 p.m. show at the Fairmont Hotel, and a lot of those older artists, OG artists, was still touring and still performing back then, and my grandfather was one of them. And so that just kind of gave me, influence. I always loved music. I play instruments. I write vocal arrangements. I write R&B, I hip hop. I did rock records. I did a little bit of everything, and that's just and still I'm probably the black sheep when it comes to our musical talent in my family. I have amazing family members, like people that really have done. Like I had an uncle just died a couple of years ago, and he was a masterful painter, like Da Vinci or something, and he wrote sonatas and all kind of classical pieces. And he was an educator, and he was a community organizer, and he was. So it's like I still got more work to do at 49 to catch up with all them.
Yeah, but it's in you. You come from it, so you definitely will get.
You
there.
come from
know
that
what I'm
stock,
like,
that good stock.
Yeah, you come from all that greatness, and just manifest it. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing.
If I have
a very humble spirit.
Thank you. That actually is a huge compliment in a business where it's, people is always like, you have to sell yourself, right? And I don't believe that, man. I believe you have to turn on your light and people will be attracted to it if it's authentic, if it's real. I'm a huge Sade fan because I don't feel like she ever lied in one of her songs. She speaks to human emotion and condition and our struggle, and that's the beauty of a sunny day is if you understand what it's like when a hurricane comes. I've been living in New Orleans, and we have hurricanes from time to time out there. Everybody knows. I was just in a category like 2, and to me, I'm from California. It was like, it sounded like God was coming. And they was like, oh, that's just a category 2. It's no big deal. But when the sun breaks the next day, it is the most beautiful sun. The earth and the trees have the most beautiful smell because you just went through something, So it's like, for me, I don't think that anybody fails. You either got a success or you learned a lesson, right? It was one time I lost a bunch of money, right? I lost like a lot of money for me at the time. And I was talking to somebody older, and they're like, well, what are your goals? And when I explained to them my goals, they started laughing, and they was like, you're going to lose more money along the way in your path to shape and change the world. One thing, if I want to always leave with people is, if you look around the studio you in right now, anybody listening, look around your home, right? Or if you outside, look around the world. Everything you see was created by somebody not much smarter than you, not necessarily more talented. They just followed through. If you don't like what you're looking at right now, you have all the power in the world to change it. Change it now.
Right.
Like the word decide or decision is actually a 2-part word, and it used to mean when you say, oh, I've decided, it wasn't a decision until an action was attached to it. So when you say, I'm going to do something, man, make a move tonight. If you say, I'm going to go back to school, go online, look it up, and put a few dollars down on credits for one class. Because if you take that step, you're going to see the other steps that you need to take. That's it.
Right.
To me, that is the essence of changing the world. We want to change the world. Here's something for us, easy, and it's free for black people. For black, brown people, poor people, whatever. Let's say you want to change the world right now. Each one of us take a child that is not our own, that is not in our house, and you sponsor that child in some way. Teach them how to read if they don't know how to read. Spend a little time with them if they don't have an adult figure to spend a little time with them. Doesn't really cost you anything, doesn't really take much. But the outcome to that child, if we all just, Pop said, each one teach one. If we all just took one, we would change the entire focus, direction, and challenges that we face today. We would change that in a generation, probably in a decade, we would see the results, the fruits of our labor. You feel me?
Yeah.
I was blessed to have great mentors. Like, I really was blessed, like, to have great mentors. You are seeing the result of a lot of polishing and a lot of work. There was a time when I had addiction issues, like, really bad, and what I learned is you have to clean the clutter out of your immediate space. If you can't clean the clutter out of your mind, clean the clutter out of your house. I was spoiled. I had a maid. No, go clean your own bathroom, do your own laundry, fold it, structure your life the way you want to see it. And then all of a sudden you start noticing your mind is not as cluttered as you thought it was. Sometimes we get caught up in our environment. And you like, I live in the project. How am I going to change my environment? Change yourself. Change yourself, and that's powerful. Like, it's easy to get other people to do what you want them to do. It is damn hard to get yourself to do what you want yourself to do. If you do that, then people will follow you. They're going to want to know what the secret is, too. I don't know how you lost the weight. I don't know how you got the job. I don't know how you graduated. You feel me? But that'll inspire others, you know? Like, people do what they see. And we need each other. We really need each other.
We truly do. What I was going to say is that I was a daycare provider, and with that, I consider myself a mentor as well with the children. And the children that I had in my daycare, they are still in touch with me today. And they always tell me how I inspired them, how I taught them, how I kept them focused, and even the parents to do the same thing. So, you know, where other daycares, they were just basically there just to be getting the check. But for me, it was totally different because of how I grew up, you know. So I wanted to give back to these children. And also, you used the word earlier, you said enlighten. I like that word better than this word everybody's kicking around, woke. You know what I'm saying? Like, woke. Because when I hear some of these people say they woke, I'd be like, you sleepwalking. You I don't know what kind of woke you are, but I like the term enlightened. You feel me?
Yeah, man, because sometimes we just need to shine a little light on a situation. You know, like I said, if most people knew both sides of a thing, they might make different decisions. The reason why kids want to be dope dealers is because everything that they have been robbed of, this person appears to have. But if you were to tell a kid, you know, being a dope dealer is like working at McDonald's. What do you mean by that? What I mean by that is the amount of time that you doing all that, then you add in the time that you're going to get, the 10 years when you got caught with the kilo and, you know, all this other stuff. When you add it all in, you made less than minimum wage.
Right.
In that time, you could have fucking bought, you could have bought a McDonald's in that time.
Right.
If you give, like, people is not stupid. Children, young people is not dumb. They are doing mathematics and they seeing that this person is eating every day and we are not eating every day. So give them the whole story. Let's give each other a chance and let's be more forgiving and more patient with one another. We've been through a lot.
Right.
We've been through a lot in the last few years. We have to be patient with one another.
Definitely have to be patient with one another. Well, I just wanted to say this to you before I give it back to G. You know, blessings to the prosperity of the foundation, the Shakur Foundation. Everything that you said that you all are doing is just so amazing and great. It's so needed. It is just so needed. So I'm going to pray for the prosperity of that foundation. And salute to you, Ray. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, just keep on trucking. Just keep doing what you're doing. And think about that motivational speaker, but be led by the Most High. You know, be led
Absolutely. By the Most High. Thank you. Thank you, for sure.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Hey, Ray, so what's next for Ray Love? You know, we're coming out the pandemic now. Stuff is back cracking. I know you're doing all your work with the foundation. You mentioned a couple things you just launched and everything. What's going on with Ray Love right here in 2021, 22? what's on the agenda besides the business ventures? Do we have any music in the future, or what
I'm
we got
glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. I have new music that I'm working on. I would like to release a record before the end of the year is out. But I'm taking my time and doing it right. I know today it's about volume, but for me it's about potency. It's about, being relevant and really speaking to what people are living through. I want my music to be a household, a product. You know what I mean? Something you get up, you put it on when you clean in your house, like Saturday morning when I was young. You feel me? That's what I'm really working on. I want something that's going to be fun and be entertaining and lift your spirits, but also, drop some jewels on you too. And that being said, that's a great segue. I'm doing a jewelry store. Me and my cousin, we're doing an online jewelry store first. That'll be out July 1st, called The King's Jeweler. And, if you follow me, you'll find out more information about it. But then we're going to be doing brick and mortar stores starting with here in the Bay Area. We're going to start off with 2, and we should have those up sometime by the fall. So, yeah, I like that. That's fun. The King's Jeweler allows me to, it's basically royal jewelry from all over the world, royal style jewelry, male, female, children, everything. But it's a way to, I heard Versace say that he made his clothes to make people feel better. No matter what kind of day you had, you could go home, put on this stuff, and you could feel like $1 million, right? Well, mine is to make you feel powerful, make you feel good, make you feel important, or just even ceremonial. You have a graduation coming up or something like that. We would like to craft something for you, and I basically curate jewelry for people. The company does. Curates jewelry for people. You sit down, you say, I got $3,800, and we'll show you all the metals and stones and what you can do and what you can't do and what you can afford. We'll do financing and all kind of stuff. So it's just something new and fun. I was told by a very wealthy person one time that the key to success is monetizing your life, right? Monetizing the things that you already spend and you already enjoy, and presenting that to other people. If you like wine, you really like wine, and you going into the wine business is like, which is something that we do over here too. I do beverage. I've done 5 beers. We did a soda. We did like a lot of stuff through, like for Mac Dre. I work with his mother. I'm the chief operating officer of Mac Dre's estate, Fizz Entertainment. And so, like, I do a little bit of everything. But I'm excited. I'm glad to be out the house. I'm glad everybody else is out the house, too. I just hope that we behave, man, and appreciate it.
Right. That part. So we can't act up, especially in summertime. So, like you say,
man, we acting up. We started already. We ain't been out the house a week, and everybody is tripping. Take it easy.
Yeah. Right.
Take it easy.
Right. That's right. Hey, I'm gonna play some music, man. Some classic Ray Love. But before we do that, once again, it is Tupac's birthday. Your homeboy, day one, homie. Tell us, man, if you just could, one of your greatest memories, apart from, it don't matter from when, whatever, just one of your last great memories of Tupac that you can remember.
Oh man. Wow. Well, I have a few.
Okay.
Most of my stories, my great stories about Pac, is about him defending and protecting someone that he would stand to benefit nothing from. Someone he didn't know, not a family member, not a friend. He was famous for this type of behavior. But one of the first times I ever saw it, I was at my house, and some of my young homeboys from the neighborhood came over, and they had just got jumped. And it was a young Mexican kid and a young black kid. And Pac was furious. And he just like ran out into the street. He's looking for, he doesn't know these kids from anywhere. We young at the time.
Right.
We don't have no money. We not balling. And he just ran the streets looking for who jumped these kids. When we find them, it's like 30 people. There's like 5 of us. But he's demanding an apology or retribution for what you did to these kids. And we're surrounded. And he's completely fearless in the moment. So a fight ends up happening. We all end up fighting, and it's a lot of people. The police come, and we run. When they got jumped, it was a large crowd of white kids, college kids. We was all high school at the time. And when the police came, they lined up all the black and brown kids on the wall, 6 of us, and there was a crowd of 40 or 50 white kids, white men, and predominantly. And the police are like, which one of them assaulted you? And he snapped. He flipped out and told the police, you don't see anything wrong with this? This doesn't look out of place for you? And his words, the words he spoke to the police, got all of us off. You know, we went home. The other story is not a memory of mine. I wasn't there. It's a story that I do know. Another case like this with Pop. He was, most of the times he was getting in trouble, it was over something like this. You know, like he hated bullies, and I hate bullies. That's kind of something that runs through our veins in our family is we don't do bullies. If you're a bully, we will stand up to you. We'll address you. We're going to test that gangster. So one day he's coming out of his concert, and he sees 2 police officers abusing someone, taking advantage of someone. He didn't know that they were police. They were just 2 men. And he went and jumped in the middle of it. What the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you guys doing? Like, check yourself. Like, don't put your hands on them. And when it all went down, they pulled out guns, and his security rose up, didn't defend him. They're shooting at him at the time. He grabs the gun from the security and shoots back and shoots both of them. So it comes out the next day that they were police officers, off-duty police officers, drunk and on drugs, with illegal firearms on them. But it doesn't come out like that. It comes out Tupac, rap singer Tupac shoots 2 police. No, they don't really explain to you the circumstance. And I got one more, and then this is it. I'll leave it at that.
No. Hold on, Ray. Before you go to the last one, let me jump back on this one you just spoke. That was never told, and the whole story you just said about how his bodyguard froze up and he got the gun. Like we didn't know that part either. It was just like Pac just fired on them, just opened fire on the dudes. You know, we didn't even know that part.
Right.
So that was a great history as well.
Right. And the crazy part is that rape case in New York, the judge was related to one of these police officers, and the rape case happened a few months after, or damn near a few weeks after. These are real facts. Like my brother was set up in so many ways and did dirty in so many ways because people only see the rage and the anger, and they don't see why he was pissed off. He came to Michigan, reading in the paper that, you know, the gangs is having children 5, 6, 7, 8 years old do hits for him and kill other kids that are 5, 6, 7 years old. So as he's reading it, he's getting more and more worked up on the way to the show. By the time he gets to the show, he's in a complete rage, and he goes on stage and he tells all the gangs in the house, which is predominantly gang members, that all y'all is bitches. And anybody that do that, why don't you come see me first? And the whole crowd rushed the stage.
Wow.
In that melee, unfortunately, a girl was trampled and she was hurt. She was hurt bad. She was like crippled. And he was sick. He was sad about it. He paid for her, but these situations, he never was able to outrun it. And in the time when he was alive, it looked like he's just constantly in trouble. What it is the shit that we look the other way on. You in the South and you see 2 white men harassing a black person, some people is going to walk the other way. They're going to be afraid. They're not going to accept that challenge, right? He accepted every challenge. And for who we say, like, you know, like we have our own heroes and we get to pick our heroes. Choose wisely, because some of the people that we call in heroes don't give a damn about you. Don't give a damn about your children and your family. And some of them, mama look like my mama. You understand what I'm saying? They don't care. But that dude really cared. He was prepared to lay his life down for any of us. So that is why we do the 21 gun salute today. That's why we toast the brother. That's why I hold him down. That's why I got his back. And I'll take any fade that he got.
Wow. He would be proud of you, Ray. He will be proud of you right now, Ray. On my mama. He will be proud, man. Real shit. Ray Love, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my God. Kick back a minute. I'm going to play some classic Ray Love, man. We'll be right back. Tupac's birthday. Happy birthday, Tupac. We'll be right back.
Happy birthday,
This is Octavius Miller, the CEO of the West Coast Hip Hop Awards and Seagram Records. You're tuned in to the G-Lew Show, West Coast Wednesdays. You know how we do it.
Oh yeah, break me on some of that real player shit. What's up, motherfuckers? This is Kyrie, and I'm posted at this here spot with Tupac, Mac Mall, Ray Love, and my nigga Young Lay. Spit that shit.
Cut his part by the common style art. Got me twisted mouth, cops killing murders. Them brothers getting further. Got my pistol for utensils. This will keep they mind knowing. Spot some thugs out the club, and they got they knives showing. Dirty 50 schemes, one of my dreams playing all this. A lot of blacks like that, but coming back around at 96. All I got is my bitch, my track crew, and my mother. Make these police wonder, how is he so undercover? Never been a lover, but America has broke my heart. I was told to tear about this, before to tear me apart. Eat, you strap, black tracks, free milk and cheese. While the job stack scratch with the Vietnamese. But I finna squeeze that G's to level the track. A young player Matt hit the buzz, spit a rap. It's just that feeling that I have for children. All ages and levels, but these crazy devils trying to kill them.
America is a young motherfucker, do you feel me? I'm a young black brother, so these motherfuckers fear me. America is a young motherfuckers, do you feel me? I'm a young black brother, so these motherfuckers fear me.
June 2nd, 93, I returned to the street. Did 2 months in the county and out to the peak. Now the cops keep watch, cause they know that I rap. Tell the world that I'm a gangster, cause I ride with a strap. But I ain't so gangster, just a young nigga caught up in this struggle. Born hustler, going for the jugular. Out to take the beats down, might be too late, the focus on high. Circle thunder, murder, great Kool-Aid. Would love to catch a player slipping, take me down and book me. Guilty as charged, hit the switch and try to cook me. Silence the nigga for the shit I'm spitting, I know I'm scary. You're a poison you created in the veins of America. Miseducated, incarcerated, institutionalized. That third Franco ever gang of them rollers dying. Ain't no love where I'm going, no love where I'm coming from. Remember me, that real ass nigga you been running from. Got us sprung off the cocaine and the welfare, while the black babies die without health care.
America is a young motherfuckers, do you feel me? I'm a young black brother, so these motherfuckers fear me. America is a young motherfuckers, do you feel me? I'm a young black brother, so these motherfuckers fear me.
Now how could I pledge allegiance to a racist ass flag when the rollers at my door with a 44 mag? Got my mother spitting drag bout I ain't home. Got a double homicide warrant on my door. I hear her pushing in the door. I grab my Mac with 2 clips, cut through the back window, and like a G hit a fence, I'm thinking about my foe. Getting sent for violation, boats and pump police. The devil still at my throat. I peep a group of 10 trying to get information. I threw the clip in the Mac, start letting no persuasion. It's better than incarceration any day. We gon' die anyway, so if I go out blast and call it my fate. I got niggas in a pen like my cousin Pug, lunatic insane, and my partner G-Love, big time Ray, Kill Kurt, Mac Dre, Cleek, Jamal Diggs, and Blue Bonnet, man.
Young motherfuckers, do you feel me? I'm a young black brother, so these motherfuckers fear me. America is a young motherfuckers, do you feel me? I'm a young black brother,
Now I've been called a crook, a killer, a thug, a no good dealer, drugs and blood, cuz doesn't matter what sex you was, cause where I'm at, if you black we strap, as long as keys make G's, these attack, and ain't no rules on the streets these days, motherfuckers better watch they back and take it easy. I'm living in the danger zone and learning lessons from the game, and some niggas was gone when the frame was on. I'm getting threatening calls, they're ghetto in heaven, or do I go to hell? See, seems I was sitting
Long as they make guns, motherfucker, we come. It's got to be right and it's got to be true in 94. All us niggas want more, you know? It's like we forgetting what the fuck we fighting for.
Money is power, motherfucker, you know.
And power is money, ain't shit funny when you ain't got none, see?
Cause it's like them motherfuckers quick to kill a nigga, but they scared to kill a pack.
That's why we get no respect, cause motherfuckers can't stack $1. We'll jack for $1, but we gon' smoke that shit up. Niggas can't stack they money. Don't nothing move but
you
the
a
money.
Robert D boy, but you scared to hit a bank, motherfucker.
That's why your shit ain't right. You better get right about your gang, man. Right about your motherfucking gang. It's like this here. America, what we ain't nothing but food to America. They chomping niggas like it's an everyday job. You feel me? So if you ain't getting smart about your motherfucking thing, you will be the next motherfucking meal. Believe me.
About them trying to eat me, they gon' get a mouthful of Glock, motherfucker.
13 cases and we still get straight places.
Gotta get up out of here.
Yeah. Hey, but it's going down because it's 94. You know by 2000 niggas gonna get fed up.
America, young motherfuckers, do you feel me? You feel me? You feel me?
It's King MC. Thanks for tuning in to the G-Lew Show on Westside Wednesdays, hosted by G-Lew, our sponsor BTP Media and 93 Tweed FM Ism. Much respect.
Today we're going to do something scary. We're venturing into the mind of young black males. Let's take a peek.
Yeah, nigga, break up.
Cutty turned by the corner stout herb. Got me twisted mouth, caught killing murders. The rappers getting further. Got my pistol for you, pistol. This to keep they mind knowing. By some thugs out the club, and they got they nine showing. Dirty different schemes, one of my dreams playing all this. A lot of blacks like now, but coming back around in 96. All I got is my bitch, my track crew, and my mother. Make these police wonder, how is we so undercover? Never been to leather, but America. It broke my heart, I was told to tear about this before they tear me apart. EC strap, black tracks, free milk and cheese. Why the Jeff stack scratch with the fit to me? But I'm finna squeeze that G's to level the track. A young player Matt hit the buzz, spin a rap. It's just that feeling that I have for children. All ages and levels, but these crazy devils trying to kill them.
I gotta survive and try to stay alive, ho. Smoking that, deal with the pain. I gotta survive and try to stay alive, ho.
My nigga Ray Love, when you get up out of the pen, man?
June 2nd, 93, I return to the street. Did 10 months in the county and I out to the beat. Now the cops keep watch, cause they know that I rap. Tell the world that I'm a gangster, cause I ride with a strap. But I ain't so gangster, just a young nigga caught up in this struggle. Born hustler, going for the jugular. Out to take the beats down, might be too late, the focus on high. Drop up under murder, great Kool-Aid. Would love to catch a player slipping, take me down and book me. Guilty as charged, hit the switch and try to cook me. Silence a nigga for the shit I'm spitting, I know I'm scary. You're a poison you created in the veins of America. Miseducated, incarcerated, institutionalized. That third sprinkle where a gang of them rollers dying. Ain't no love where I'm going, no love where I'm coming from. Remember me, that real ass nigga you been running from. Got us sprung up the cocaine and the welfare. While the black babies die without health care. I gotta survive and try to stay alive, ho. Smoking that I gotta survive and try to stay alive, ho. Smoking that
break that shit.
Now how could I pledge allegiance to a racist ass flag when the rollers at my door with a 44 mag? Got my mother sitting dragged out, I ain't home. Got a double homicide, warring on my door. I hear a pushing in the door, I grab my Mac with two clips, come through the back window. And like a G hit a fence, I'm thinking about my fuck. Getting sick for violation, bros and punk police. The devil still at my throat. I peep a group of 10 trying to get information. I threw the clip in the Mac, start letting off frustration. It's better than incarceration any day. We gon' die anyway, so if I go out black and call it my fate. I got niggas in a pen like my cousin Pug, lunatic insane, and my partner G-Lew, Big Don Ray, Kilo Curtin, Mac Dre, Cleat Jamal Diggs and Blue Bonnet, man.
Survive and try to stay alive, ho. Smoking that deal with the pain. I gotta survive and try to stay alive, ho.
cause a crook, a killer, a thug, a no good dealer of drugs and blood of cuz. Doesn't matter what sex you was, cause where I'm at, if you black, we strap. As long as keys make G's, these attack. And ain't no rules on the streets these days. Motherfuckers better watch they back and take it easy. I'm living in the danger zone and learning lessons from the game. It's on, niggas was gone when the frame was on. I'm getting threatened in wrong head. They're ghetto in heaven, or do I go to hell? See, seems I was sentenced to death, taking my steps with my head down, while pouring liquor for my niggas cause they dead now. My memories since I was a little seed was a penitentiary full of niggas like me. These cops can't terrorize us, they despise us, niggas cause we on the rise. Plus, everybody searching for a piece of the truth, and the youth turn the streets into a piece of their roof. And the truth is,
Get out. This your nigga Young Ray Love. Back in your motherfucking face. You know. The Link Crew. No more trouble. Just trying to bubble. And this goes out to my son, baby I.E. What's up, boy?
I was a hustling ass nigga, straight love in the game. Always meant to be a player, put the love in my name. Who put the hustle in it? Just I guess my daddy's to blame. Cause if it makes Skrilla, there wasn't no shame in his game. Another young player, caught up in the fortune and fame. Nigga, when I'm gone, will they still remember my name? Straight soldier, say that this here till it's over. Old folks laughing, telling my daddy that I'm never sober. Why don't you understand? I'm just trying to feed my baby. I'm going crazy, none of y'all fools can baby. You tryna save me, sometimes I feel the love is gone. There I go, out the door to get my hustle out. Dreams of platinum, rap after rap, I'm right back to back. While I hustle stack for stack, I'm calling across the game, twist me in the trunk. Forever, I'ma struggle till I bust. Gotta make my money double. Struggle out of trouble, all good. I'ma hustle till I bubble. Gotta make my money triple. Hennessy, not Ripple.
Big Eddie spaghetti, you gon' pop like a pimple.
BG turned OG. Gone off that OG, went from Zenas and Bows to exercise and go D's. In love with the game while I 4G's. Ain't no tears, just being poured for my homies. A ghetto star, every hood and turf, no. Haters want me, but trick them suckers. Long as the set got love for me, I'm linked up to the fullest. So you better think 9 times before you come at me with some bullshit. The feds is cracking down like bullwhips, and niggas gunning for. So when I smoke, I keep a full clip. I just wanna get richer. So when you look at success, I'm the nigga you see it in the picture. The B-I-G-E-double-D-I-E spaghetti. You know me already, nigga with the long fatty. Gang banging, but never see me with no rag. No time to lag, stuffing hundreds in the hefty bag. The local rollers want a back. I'm a holler drought, cause inflation, move the organization to Seattle. Call my up north connection. He say I got it sold up in Seattle, even judges in the next election. I have a ticket to a tonight, ready to get it on. Boo, I'm gone on the next flight. A young nigga out to rough, out to get my money. Oh, nigga, watch my butt. Gotta make my money double. Struggle out of trouble, all good. I'ma hustle till I bubble. Gotta make my money triple. Hennessy, not Ripple.
Big Eddie spaghetti, you gon' pop like a pimple.
My chances getting slim in the wind as I'm hustling. Spray automatic, phone sighting traffic, so I'm dumping. Cause all I really wanted was a piece of the reason I bust so heavy in this G-Lew. I can't ever see about on the grind. Early morning, the ladies poppin', I'm bubbling major. Just 19 years old, I'm freezing cold, feeding for paper. You ain't know I'm a young BG from the K, soaking game from my older cousin. Convinced to grind till I'm ballin', you thought I wasn't. Trying to keep my focus with the daily bomb, but I get the locust, so the chronic got more straight, keeps my calm. Flick of the wrist, we get the dopest Coca-Cola. Show do the gypsy twist, the hocus pocus, say one Yola. Then it's fool, and trying to stop my hustle. It'll be a 211, 187, young Dre is destined to bubble.
Gotta make my money double. Struggle out of trouble, all good. I'ma hustle till I bubble. Gotta make my money triple. Hennessy, not Ripple.
Big Eddie spaghetti, you gon' pop like a pimple.
Yeah. It's Kel Mac. Owner of all her publications, Kel Mac Videos. I'm with G-Lew on Westside Wednesday.
And now, the moment you've been waiting for.
Oh shit, you ain't shit without your homeboy. You ain't shit without your homeboy. You ain't shit without your homeboy. Now every time I see you catch a roll in the pack, for the life of me, I cannot see why you don't know how to act. Love the clan when you deep, but when you on that solo creek, out on the streets, you don't hear a beat. Nigga, it's a goddamn shame. Somebody explain why they send a bad boy to play a grown man game. Tear that ass out the phone, completely get that ass kicked. Woke up on the street, but you'll be sleeping in the casket. How long will it last? Nigga, don't ask, just be first to blast. Outlaw on the mask, trying to be the first to see some cash. My shit's classic, like my nigga Nick, go get the tape, but keep the nation anticipating it till we break. Money made me evil, cold cases got me stressed. Niggas aiming at my head, but I still wear my vest. I don't give a fuck, motherfuckers, I'm low. They all ducking when my gun smoke. You ain't shit without your homeboy. You probably run at the sound of funk. I give a fuck, you niggas is punk. Without your homeboy, you be the first to reach in your trunk. You scary niggas is punks. You ain't shit without your homeboy. You probably run at the sound of funk. I give a fuck, you niggas is punks. Without your homeboy, you be the first to reach in your trunk. You scary niggas is punks. You ain't shit without your homeboy. My thug niggas, I love niggas, the small time crooks, the big time drugs. This is my homeboy. The only thing a nigga got left. I love my niggas to death. We ain't shit without a homeboy. You know what time it is. I ain't shit without my homeboy.
Yeah. Yeah, we know you used to put in work, that's so. Nigga, and we seen your paperwork, you told. All these niggas either sniffing glass or they living off the past. While I'm blowing money fast with my bros. Lately I've been seeing niggas sell they soul. Now you catch a case and bail out on parole. I'm from state to state, getting money on the road. Had to reevaluate who I can talk to on the phone. Switch it up, spit the game, pay attention, you should listen up. Follow code and one day you gon' get rich as us. 7-digit street nigga, that ain't rich enough. 40 million on the crib like that nigga Puff. Niggas buying yachts, niggas buying jets. Make me wanna buy the block just to reinvest. Tell my young niggas catch it for it's none left.
You ain't shit without your homeboy. You probably run at the sound of funk. I give a fuck, you niggas is punk. Without your homeboy, you be the first to reach in your trunk. You scary niggas is punks. You ain't shit without your homeboy. You probably run at the sound of funk. I give a fuck, you niggas is punks. Without your homeboy, you be the first to reach in your trunk. You scary niggas is punks. You ain't shit without your homeboy. My thug niggas, I love niggas, the small time crooks, the big time drugs. This is my homeboy. The only thing a nigga got left. I love my niggas to death. We ain't shit without a homeboy. You know what time it is. I ain't shit without my homeboy. Hey, tell them the story how you came up, nigga. Now I was born alone. Took my first joint and I got high alone. Now I'm an outlaw, nigga, I'll never die alone. Me and my niggas is so close, it's complicated. One nigga smoking and drinking and yet we all faded. My nigga Edie had a son, we all happy cause now that little rider got a deal with A-Daddy. My niggas cry, we all cry and all ride to rectify the problem. Motherfuckers, they all die. Been trying to make a million but hustling since my adolescence. From crack dealing to rap villain, my new profession. Who wanna see me in 8D, fuck 3D? You coward ass motherfuckers will never see me. Bustin' with automatic straps, my raw raps like good crack. Niggas fiending, I got them coming back. Until I die, they label me as a rider forever. My niggas be together, ain't shit without my homeboy. You probably run at the sound of funk. I give a fuck, you niggas is punk. Without your homeboy, you be the first to reach in your trunk. You scary niggas is punks. You ain't shit without your homeboy. You probably run at the sound of funk. I give a fuck, you niggas is punks. Without your homeboy, you be the first to reach in your trunk. You scary niggas is punks. You ain't shit without your homeboy. Dog niggas, I love niggas, the small time crooks, the big time drugs. This is my homeboy. The only thing a nigga got left. I love my niggas to death. We ain't shit without a homeboy.
Yeah, wake your gold mouth motherfucking ass up. What up? This your boy OG Circa 81 from the 213, now up in that 509. You are now listening to the G-Lew Show on Blog Talk Radio. West Coast, stand up. East Coast, rep, we see you. Midwest, we see you. The whole dirty South, what's up, we see you. Shout out to all listeners world motherfucking wide, but you know, you got to bow down to the motherfucking West Side. This is the G-Lew Show.
I won't deny it, I'm a straight rider.
Here we go, we're gonna send this one out to the old school. All these motherfuckers in the Bronx, from Brooklyn and Staten Island. Number love for the old school, that's what we're gonna do this one for, you feel me? Sit here reminiscing and I hope you're listening. In the position of pressure and awkward competition, me and you was meant to be my destiny. No longer lonely, cause now it's home for you and me. All I can see, a happy home, that's my fantasy. But my reality is problems with your man and me. What can I do? Don't wanna lose you to the sucker, cause if you touch it, I got some drama for that buster. Don't wanna rush you, but make your mind up fast. Nobody knows or who controls will it last. Before I ask, I hope you see that I'm sincere. And even if you stay with him today, I'm still here. I refuse to give up, cause I believe in what we share. You're living in prison and what he's giving can't compare. Cause everything I feel for you, I wanna let you know. Passionate in yours and I never let you go. Tell me, can you get away? I'm a straight rider. You'll be right, till the day that you die.
To be swimming in the ocean. Yeah, my head up in the clouds, let me feel like I'm floating. Yeah, I think I'm cool when you know it's the truth. Nobody else can do it quite like I do. All my kisses and my loving, but ain't nobody better than us. Yeah. Now I look back on the time that we spent, and I'm leaving my mind playing over and over again. Cause for right now, you got me breaking down, and I just
destiny to be lonely and checking for these hoochies that be on me cause they phony. With you it's different, I got no need to be suspicious, cause I can tell my life with you will be delicious. The way you lick your lips and shake your hips got me addicted. I'm sitting here hoping that we can find some way to kick it. Even though I got the digits, gotta struggle to resist it. Slowly advance when it's my chance not to miss it. You blow me kisses when he ain't looking, now your heart's looking. My only wish is that you change your mind and you get shook. Wanna take you there, but you're scared to follow. Come see tomorrow, hoping I can take you through the pain and sorrow. Let you know I care, and someone's there for your struggle. Depend on me when you have needs or there's trouble. I wanna give you happiness and maybe even more. Don't go you before, no time to waste. We can hook up at the store, can you get away? I'm a straight rider. You'll be right till the day that you die.
Sounds so beautiful, don't you agree? It's the G-Lew Show. Westside Wednesday, Tupac's birthday, June 16th, 2021, 50 years old today. And we're just taking you back. Sounds so beautiful, don't you agree? Queen Jean, we did it again.
Yeah, that was great conversation. I really enjoyed the conversation with Ray Love. Great conversation.
Yes. Yes. Beautiful.
Yes, indeed. Hey, I wanted to read something that Tupac, it's a quote of Tupac before we go. It says, I usually mess up, but I learn. I come back stronger. Everyone changes, becomes better people. We all should get that chance. I just want. That was so deep.
Yes. Yes, I remember that too. Man, happy birthday, Pac. We love you, man. Rest in peace. And I want to say, I'll go first and let Queen end it, but I want to say thank you everybody who joined us tonight, man, on this special day. You know, if you've been a part of the show, you know, every year we do this, so it's no different, but it was incredible to have Ray Love, who was with Pac from the beginning of his career as a friend and, you know, even before everything. So just great to have his perspective and point of view and have him here with us tonight. So thank you, Ray Love, again. Thank you for our sponsors again, BTP Media Group, Make It All Happen, Jeff Kwan, the crew. Shout out to 93 Tweet FMism. Tweet Cadillac, he checked in earlier too. Shout out to him. Check out his show tomorrow night, Thursday night, after 6 Cruise Mix. I'll be the co-host as well. And shout out to Didi Harrison, our sponsor, co-producer as well. Didi Harrison, the author, the publisher, the phenomenon, the extraordinaire Didi Harrison. Also, Conversations in the Hookah Lounge Saturdays, Queen Jean, Didi Harrison. They do that. They do it. And check us out Friday. We'll be back. I don't know if we got a guest or not. I'm not sure, but we'll be back, Friday. And Saturday, like I said, on YouTube. Tonight we're on YouTube. And Sunday we'll be back for OG Sundays with Flossie B, Hank Norman, and the crew, me, Queen Jean. So love y'all. Much love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for supporting Tupac still to this day. 25 years later, we love you, Pac. We're going to keep the movement on. We're going to keep the marathon going, just like you heard Nip earlier, too. So we're going to keep all that running right here on the G-Lew Show. We love you guys. Peace and love. Have a good evening. We're out of here. Good night, Queen. See y'all in the After Hours YouTube. We're there in 30 minutes. Peace. Good night, y'all.
Right.
Out on bail, fresh out of jail, California dreaming. Soon as I step on the scene,